Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Welcome to this new full video on Zcash. We're going to do a full update. CEC is the ticker, of course. But if you're watching this video, you probably know we're going to do a full update on this. It's been incredibly bullish, of course, since August. Last 24 hours, again, it's up 24%. So we'll talk about what is going on. We'll talk about relevant technical levels. We had a significant breakout here above 550 and 540. 550, 540, I was looking at the price yesterday. I said, okay, that's actually a pretty interesting resistance level. Like at that level, we're going to see some interesting moves. And now we've been able to break above that. So initially you would say, well, that's good news. We've broken a significant level. We can rally up higher. And that is also what I think. I'm going to tell you that, all right? And I'm going to give you my personal price target. I'm going to tell you why that's my personal price target. However, I think the general situation around Zcash is ending relatively soon. I think, well, I'm not saying something very strange when I say that I think we're closer to the end than the start. I mean, obviously, we have been rallying. If you look at the daily time frame, essentially, like we got that first volume initiative candle right here, the 6th of September. Before that, we were quite stronger already as well. And since then, we have, I cannot even measure it. Since then, we have rallied a total of, you can see it right here, a total of 1400%. So we have already rallied a lot. The thing is that it still has momentum, all right? The volume is still incredibly high, and something that you have to know, you have to find out, but there's still a like super high profile people in the crypto industry on X, but also on YouTube, are still incredibly bullish on Zcash, and they're giving these extreme estimates of how far it can go. Now that, in my opinion, is not necessarily a top indication, because that was also the case when the price was sitting right here at 350. But I think at this point of time, it's getting a little bit ridiculous, and we're also seeing a lot of privacy coins rallying, right? So you see something like Mina, we see something like Dash, we see something like Zen. And more projects like that, like Dusk this morning, are coming. That means that the capital is flowing into other things. They're finding the last privacy coin that can still rally. That is very much a symptom of the end of a narrative. And then outside of that, you can see that CEC has formed bearish divergences basically all over the map. Which I don't pay attention to, right? I mean, bearish divergences, every major uptrend has been formed with bearish divergences, so it doesn't really matter. But now what you have is that you have all of these, you have these triple bearish divergences right here, if you look at the 4-hour time frame. And then we have this last final bullish breakout, which is a strong breakout, but the momentum, quite honestly, both in spots but also in futures, is not extremely high. So I think short term, because of that hype that's behind CEC, because of the ridiculous price targets that are given by all of these influencers and by all of these big names in crypto, I think we can rally up higher, right? I mean, maybe we'll retest some of the imbalances here to the downside at 575 and 540. I think that's quite likely if you look at the recent history of CEC. But then afterwards, I think we're going to rally into the 3.618 fib. And that's 740, all right? If you zoom all the way out, what you can see is that that is a Fibonacci extension level of the last relevant Fibonacci level we had, which started at the beginning of the bear market. We did not really react to 2.618. We did react to the 1.618, and we also reacted to the 1.382 and the 1.272. So it's a respected, it's a confirmed Fibonacci level. We have the 3.618 fib, which is a very strong one, at 750. 750 is also a minor psychological resistance level. And then, like I said, the bearish divergences at this point of time are getting towards a level where I'd say maybe it does matter. And we're also getting towards a $10 billion valuation for a project that, you know, quite honestly, is it worth that? Some of you might argue yes, because it's the privacy project, but ultimately when you talk about what's actually behind it, I would beg to differ. So short term, I do still think we're going to rally up higher, but then at 740, 750, I expect a local top. And then once we actually hit that level, I'll talk about whether that local top will actually become the top. Might be a little bit early to say that. It depends on how we react to support levels after hitting that, but I do expect local topping behavior there at least. Those are my thoughts. Thank you for watching, everybody. Hopefully it helps, but for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.